Hey everyone, welcome to the shop. I'm James from Crowhaven Woodworks. So today we have the GoingMake Miter gauge. This thing is built like a tank. It's packed with tons of features. And what we're going to do is we're going to set this up. We're going to show you how to use it. We're going to make some test cuts on it and give our opinion. So you want to stick around. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back. Let's look inside and see what we got. Here's our manual. Very detailed instructions in there. Wow. That's nice looking. Well, let's put it together. So we see everything that comes in the package. You have your miter gauge. This is your handle, your fence, your multi-adjustable flip stop, 2 Allen keys, a pin that goes on your flip stop. We'll talk about that later. And these bushings here, if you have a miter slot that is a T slot, you're going to leave the ones that came with it in here, and we're going to show you after how to adjust that. If your miter slot is just a U slot without the T, you're going to use these other bushings in here. So we're just going to assemble this, and then we'll go over and calibrate it. So the first thing you want to do is we're going to put our handle in, and it just screws in there. And that's going to lock it in once you make your adjustments and so forth. The one thing I like about this, other than the quality, is you'll assemble this with no tools. So what we're going to do, we're going to loosen these, and we're going to slide these into the fence. So for right now, we're just going to keep this kind of loose. Same thing for the flip stop. We're going to loosen this knob. That's going to loosen this rail. And this is going to fit into this slot on the top of the fence. And you're going to see these magnified indicators. And we're going to get into that after too. So pretty much we are assembled. And then we're going to go over to the saw. We're going to calibrate it. And we'll go from there. Okay, so when you first set your miter gauge in, set it up, there is 4 Allen screws here. You can even get them with the fence off from each side. It might be easier to do it that way, so you can make sure that this miter gauge is perpendicular to your top. So you're going to loosen those up. You're going to get this everything good and flat, perpendicular, and then you're going to tighten this up so you have a perfect plane. Okay, over at the saw, first thing we're going to do is we're going to check the fitment of this into the miter slot. You see on my saw it fits nice. Now we do have a little bit of play, which we're going to take care of by adjusting these. Already that's I will take care of the rear one. That'd probably be a good idea. I'm going to add a little more. I haven't done it in a while. A little paste wax in my slot. Okay, so what we're going to do is loosen this up and we're going to bring our fence over so I can raise the blade. And what we're going to do to calibrate this, we're going to bring this over. Okay, so what we want to be is roughly 2 to 3 millimeters from the blade. I'm going to use this. This is pretty much 3 millimeters thick. And we're going to bring our fence up to the blade. Don't push on it. We're going to lock this down. Now, I will tell you that this adjustment is for 90-degree cuts. What we're going to do is we're going to bring our flip stop over. And we're going to go right up to the blade. Okay, so we have our stop up against the blade. And we're going to adjust this with this silver knob. We want to make sure that this window, the indicators are on the 0. So we zero that out. We're going to lock this down. And we're going to lock this black knob so you can't turn these knobs accidentally. So now everything is zeroed out to the blade. So all your cuts are measured from the blade out using this scale. We have inches on the top and millimeters on the bottom. And you're going to read everything through that window with the red indicators. Okay, the stop has a micro adjustment. Each full turn of that adjustment knob is 1.27 millimeters increment, and the scale ring, the red ring on the outside, is 0.254 millimeters. For the imperial measurement on it is 1/20th of an inch, and the ring, the scale ring, is 0.001 inches. Okay, so this has an extendable fence, and we want to calibrate that as well. So we're going to bring the flip stop all the way down. We're going to get lined up with the 500 millimeter mark here. And in this little window, we want to make sure that that's in 500 millimeter mark. If it's not, you're going to loosen these Allen bolts right here. and we're going to push that gauge slide one way or the other to get that lined up. Once that's lined up, we can tighten everything down, which I had already done. And we loosen these up. Now we're calibrated. So when you go, this is locked in. Everything is locked. So when we use our extension, let me open this up a little bit. There. Now when we use that extension, our numbers from 500 are going to be carried on this scale here. So we're roughly 920 millimeters, or 36 inches here of extension. Okay, so now let's we can take a look over here. Let's see if I can move this. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 positive stops on all your common miter degrees are going to have diamonds. That's where all your positive stops are. And in order to turn this knob, you're going to pull back and you're going to flip it over, either right or left. Doesn't matter. That's going to unlock this. It's going to give us, of course, you can do any degree you want, 60 degrees plus or minus. See how those lock in? Right up to 45. And that locks in. You can tighten these down. All right, we're on 90. So let's do some cuts and we'll see how that is. Okay, so we're going to make a cut, a 90-degree cut. It's in 16 inches. And then we're going to see how square it is and if the length is right. Okay, first we're going to check for square. As you can see, that's perfectly square. We're going to check our length. Right on 16 inches. So we have it dialed in for that. We'll come back and we'll do a 45 on it and see. Okay, so when we set this for 45, you see that our fence is quite far from the blade, so we're going to have to calibrate this for miters. And we're going to loosen these and we're going to slide our, let me grab my setup here. And again, we're going to be about 2 to 3 millimeters from the blade. Okay. Now, also you see, if you can see, that I'm off the table. For that, in one of my other videos, I did make these little extensions that clamp on. That'll give you support for your bigger cuts, your longer cuts. Now we're good and solid. Let's see if I'm gonna get this. Okay. Hey. There we go. Nice clean cut. Okay, so we're going to check that. Do it so you see. Perfect 45. No gaps. Okay, so for all you people who said, just turn the miter gauge around the other way, you won't need the support. Yeah, you're right. And we're an equal rights show, so I want to make you guys happy too. So let's make this cut. And there you go. Another perfect cut. Okay, like I said previously, on the flip side, it has a wide foot that you can put on for when you have wider stock. It gives it a little more support, as you can see here. There is also another feature. There's an adjustable flip stop that you can tighten it with this Allen screw. So you're going to bring your flip stop. Let's take this off. All right. So when you want to do repeatable cuts, you have a bunch of excuse me, bunch of rails and stiles or something you want to do, and you don't want to keep, you can always come back to it. You can take your measurements, adjust this stop, put your flip stop to it, and you're always going to have that same measurement. When you don't want to use it, it just closes in. You can move it anywhere on the fence. Also comes with this pin that you can, which is for, you're mainly going to put it up. It's for when you're cutting cuts and you have a bevel, so you'll get that support and that same cut every time. And also has 3 positions for taller, wider pieces. And that's going to give you a flat surface, stop to work off of. When you're using the extension, you're going to go from using the indicator window on the flip stop, and all those extension numbers are going to transfer to this window. That's why it was important to calibrate the flip stop and this. Just wanted to point that out. Oh, here we can get a close-up on our indicator on our miter. Everything is magnified. And easy to read. Okay, so what we have here is a really nice quality miter gauge. It's actually making me give up another miter gauge that I just recently bought not that long ago. Another brand. It was more expensive. This thing's got more features. It's solid. It's accurate right out of the box, pretty much. A little bit of setup, and you're good to go. I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can get this. And like I said, I love good quality tools that us normal guys can afford. So again, I'm James from Crowhaven Woodworks. If you guys could give us a like, a share, subscribe, tell your friends. Everything helps out this channel. I appreciate all of you. And you guys have a great day. And we'll see you on the next video. Take care now.